Welcome back, savages. This is AVVA here with the next Furry Draws and Fur-Lapse video. Before I discuss today's topic, I wanted to thank everyone for leaving supportive comments on my last video. This motivated me to work really hard on editing this video, and I hope you'll appreciate it. I'd like to shout out IFUS on Fur Affinity because her panel at MFF about promoting your art really inspired me to make this channel and build my portfolio. Next, I want to shout out BONEITUS for his feedback on Twitter. He did a panel at MFF with David from Dreamkeepers about developing furry comics that was really insightful. Also, Bone, I'm sorry that my laugh toward the end of my last video worried you, dude. I laugh a lot, bro. It's to the point that if I ever get a tattoo, it's gonna be that Jared Leto shit that says, it's gonna say across the chest and arm. That new Joker tattoo, look out for it, but oh god, oh I'm sorry. Okay. Shout out to Vix on YouTube for all the support. I've been watching Vix's channel for a while and I wanted to congratulate her on reaching 50k subscribers. Keep uploading those videos. Good stuff. Also, I gotta shout out my man Zabu on YouTube for his support. He and Babylon just had a baby, so congrats on becoming a father, man. I've also been watching his videos for a while and he's pretty funny. Last but not least, I want to shout out my in real life buddy, MOSIACSPLASH, for being my social media guru. She's been making sure that I don't accidentally say dumb things on Twitter, and she's a true friend for having my back. Check out her YouTube channel and Facebook to check out her art, it's really dope. Links to everyone's pages are in the description below. Please check them out, they're all great artists. Anyway, back to today's topic. My online career actually originated on a website called scratch.mit.edu under the username ScratchMan55. I'm guessing it was supposed to be Scratchman, but you know, younger me wasn't a bright person. I'm sorry. It was this sharing site where you'd make an account, download their free bootleg Flash program, and upload art and games that you make. I wanted to make video games when I was 12, so I went onto the site. That didn't pan out, so I made animations, you doing quotation marks, people, animations with cartoon characters that I made up. I created 15 episodes of Skippy, which consisted of these short cartoon skits with memes and not synced sound effects added in. Somehow I gained popularity on the site and gained over 300 followers with these cringeworthy skits that I made and was proud of at the time. People even drew fan art of Skippy and the cast, who I'll finally get into describing. So back in 2009, I had like a weird Mountain Dew craze epiphany at the mall where I needed to draw this cartoon character. For some reason I didn't draw him on paper and I went straight to the Scratch program and uploaded it onto the site. Later the skits came and I started to draw him all the time. He wasn't a persona, he was his own separate character with this hyper chaotic personality. He even had a bio, but none of that is canon in the Skippy lore now. His design changed a lot along with the story. The comic that I'm making about him is more linear narrative-wise versus the random skit structure that he came from. I'll go into the plot of that in a later video because this one is just introducing the main characters. Currently, Skippy is an 11-year-old Cluricon, which is an evil leprechaun in Irish folklore. He has bad luck powers that he activates through snapping his fingers. He's a little Fonz with his 1950s lingo and greaser charm. I actually didn't know how he was going to talk for years, so he was originally a mute. I don't view Skippy as just a character. I see him as a son, or an extension of my soul if you want to get spiritual about it. He's been running around in my head for about 6 years now, and his story is slowly clawing its way out of my skull, ready to be heard. The cyborg character's name is Pancake. I was inspired to create him after listening to the Owl City song Fireflies. He was Skippy's co-star in those skit episodes on Scratch. He has transforming laser arms and a very passionate personality. Pancake is never just happy or sad, he's always either too happy or too sad. He's a machine that is very in tune with his emotions. I even drew him with a dark form when he'd get really mad, but that's not canon in Skippy lore anymore. Riley Shepard is the fox assassin with a sword and the X scar across his face. Ultimate Gohan from Dragon Ball Z and Kakashi from Naruto heavily influenced his character design. He's the leader of the team that I'll describe more later. Riley's got a very calm personality and is soft-spoken, but people listen to what he has to say. His face gets really intense when he's about to fight, and that plus his overconfidence intimidates his foes. The running joke that I'll exploit in the comic is that when he enters a fight, his opponent will get momentarily staggered by his height. I always loved how in anime, when the protagonist would enter a battle or something, and the villain would say dumb shit like, What are you? Or, he's so different. Is that him? That shit always makes me laugh, so I put it as a joke. It's funny. Megan the Alicorn has been a constant issue for me writing-wise. First off, I've been calling her a unicorn for years instead of an alicorn, which makes me feel dumb. Secondly, I could never figure out her power or contribution to the team. I didn't want her to just heal people because that's such a tropey role that girl characters get sucked into all the time. However, due to her statue, I knew she wouldn't be a physical fighter too. And since she's an alicorn, I was kind of stuck writing magic anyway. So I told myself that if she was going to use sorcery, it was going to be the most BA magical power that I could think of. At first I was leaning towards her being a technomancer, which means she'd have domain over technology, but I later scrapped that idea. Now she's a smithmancer, or a smithzard, or a smithlock. I'm still narrowing down the name, to be honest. That means she can conjure up astral weapons and tools like in Skyrim. That idea just seemed way more helpful in the fight to me, even if the team is in a bind where they'll need guns and assault rifles instead of blades. They're locked and loaded. Bang. Megan has a more spiteful personality where she'll jab at her friends with tiny insults until it escalates into a public shaming. She feeds off the embarrassment of others. My friends and I in college do something similar to each other to the point that we outright insult one another instead of saying hello. That's just an exaggeration, but to an outsider looking in, it's confusing because they'll think that we hate each other even though we hang out every day. Tater Odin is the pig dude with the big axe and triple bangs. His name is spelled T-A-T-E-R, not T-A-T-T-E-R, because younger me didn't know how to spell apparently. I was inspired to draw him after watching an episode of Adventure Time featuring Lumpy Space Princess. LSP is my favorite character on that show with her funny voice and narcissistic personality. Tater was originally a lot like that, but diverged into a more dude bro, surfer personality like Keanu Reeves from Bill and Ted. Excellent! and he wields a huge axe passed down from his uncle because of his Viking heritage. There's Norse symbols on his axe and t-shirt. Cody James is the dog bounty hunter with the Bowie knife in his mouth. He's an Aussie with an accent who's totally kung fu movie fanboy, mate. G'day, mate. Originally, he was just another Bruce Lee clone that you see in almost every action fighting game or TV show. Due to this, I was going to write him off, but Bruce Lee clones came from the man's philosophy about transcending human limits to hone your body into a master of any art form. I really love Bruce Lee's teachings, and I wanted to portray it through the mouth of a fanboy character because I thought that'd be a funny justification for him being a clone. Cody has a narcissistic personality and is Skippy's rival against learning Riley's fighting techniques. Most things come naturally to him and he shows it off. Together, the six of them form the Noble Savages. During my English class last year about German romantic fairy tales, we learned that the noble savage means to be a person embedded in nature. Basically, a person that is governed by animalistic instinct instead of emotions. So they live a peaceful existence in being a devolved beast, and that sounded so awesome to me. And that's the team name. The Noble Savages aren't superheroes. They're a private security unit that performs freelance bodyguard work for pay. I was really inspired by Ghost in the Shell's team known as Section 9 because I think that secret G-Men tactical squads being trained to protect the public is really cool. Except the Noble Savages have no ties to the government. Finally, I decided to draw this updated group drawing of them because their designs have changed a lot since the last one. Also, my inking style has dramatically improved over the years, but I've only managed to ink Skippy that way, not the whole team. Anyway, I wanted to specify the goal of the channel from the last video. The main goal of this channel is to complete my first Skippy comic issue and get it published during 2016. I've been drawing these characters for over 6 years of my life and they haven't been featured in a completed issue yet. At this point in my life, I've declared that's unacceptable and I will get the book published. Ideally, Image Comics will take my submission, but if not, I will keep sending it around. Hopefully they'll appreciate Skippy, unlike my mother, who said, and I quote, "Skippy is an ugly little bastard, isn't he?" That was a recent quote from last summer when I was penciling the comic too. Well, that's all I needed to say. Thank you for spending time out of your day to watch my furry video. You give me the reason to push myself further. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow my links in the description below for more art and to motivate me to work even harder. Peace.
Thank you.